Then the third kind is the ones which have shown up the most in my portfolio. So I have never had the good fortune of having the first kind of business, which is huge tailwinds and idiots for management. I've never had that. If I ever get that in my portfolio, we're never going to sell those. We're going to keep those forever. Now, the third one is when the market gets confused between risk and uncertainty. And so what I want to do over here is I want to go through some examples from my own portfolio in the past. In some cases, I was able to capture the upside. In other cases, I was too stupid and I missed the upside. I made some money, but I didn't make a lot of money. So the first company I want to talk about, and sorry, these are not businesses you may have heard of, but that's the nature of this game. The ones that are going to be 100 baggers, they're not going to be the biggest names around that you've heard of. So in 2005, I invested in a steel company which was based in Canada. They were traded in the US called IPSCO. So IPSCO made two types of steel. They made plate steel and they made tubular steel, kind of like pipelines, drilling oil wells and all that. So they made these kind of the specialized steel, which was either in pipe form or plate form. And the company had the following characteristics when I invested in it. The market cap was $2.5 billion. They had $900 million of extra cash on the balance sheet. And the company had contracts on the book because there were these pipelines that were going to buy their steel for the next couple of years. So they had a 2-year backlog where they knew that their earnings for the next 2 years were going to be $650 million each year. So you had a $2.5 billion market cap, and you had $2.2 billion between cash they already had and then cash that was coming in the next 2 years. And so you would collect about 90% of the market cap in cash in 2 years. And after 2 years, you still had all the plants and equipment and people and all the know-how. Everything was still there. But after 2 years, there was no visibility into earnings. And we know the steel business can go up and down. So the way I looked at it, I said, you know what we're going to do is I'm going to make a bet. I'm going to put 10% of my assets into this. I'm going to just sit there for 2 years. And if it doesn't work, we probably get back 90% if the company is completely gone. But I don't think it's completely gone. I think it's a real business. So what happened is a year later, they made the $650 million. And the year later, they had visibility for 1 more year. And now they said that they would make $650 million for the 3rd year. So now they had 3 years of $650 million, which was almost $2 billion, plus the $900 million. So now we were above my purchase price. So the stock that I bought at 45 a year later was sitting at $70. So I said, well, we are above what we paid, but we still don't know what the business does after 3 years. Why don't we just wait for another couple of years, see what happens? Okay. So in 2007, I waited 1 more year. And by now, the stock had gone to maybe $100 or $105. And they got a buyout offer. Another company came and bought them for $160 a share. And when the deal was announced for $157 something, I sold the stock. And so we ended up with almost a 4x in about 2.5 years. Okay. And we captured the entire 4x, right? And so this was a situation where it's a highly, highly cyclical business, and markets hate uncertainty. It's a highly uncertain business, but the risk for this business was very low. So it is what I call very low risk and very high uncertainty. So when you find a combination of low risk and high uncertainty, usually that combination is going to give you a high reward, because markets are not very good at pricing in uncertainty. They hate uncertainty.